My name is Algimantas. I live in Lithuania. It's a small East European country at the Baltic Sea. I represent Creator, the Paradise Trinity. I am as his ambassador to this planet, and apostle of Jesus and his partner Nebuchadnezzar. Jesus' spiritual rank is Master Creator Son, while his partner's Creator Daughter. Whatever I say to assist you, that you would expand your outlook, that you would reach for the higher light, higher truth, that your life would be directed by Creator. It is quite possible because Creator has bestowed his spirit fragment called thought adjuster upon your mind. Therefore, he might be leading you from within. I say might be, if you open up as a spiritual personality to Creator, who is the very source of this and every spiritual personality. Personality is a life category that enjoys his or her free will, which is also bestowed by Creator upon every personality. So, personality is an eternal gift to each of us by Creator, the source and center of personality. And we may choose between evil and goodness by using our own free will. This is the evolutionary process designed by Creator, never forcefully to lead creatures into Creator's light. No, but by opening a wider, deeper truth and light to creature's mind, to mortal's mind. It is very difficult to reach the animal origin mind just to open up the spiritual mind, which has been bestowed by Creator upon the spiritual personality, because there have not been spiritual teachers who would explain as to how to open this spiritual personality. When Jesus was 2,000 years ago on our planet, he was teaching his apostles the truth of Creator. He was speaking about the establishment of the divine heavenly kingdom within a human heart. This is the kingdom of spiritual value rather than material. Therefore, when apostles start dividing some posts in the hierarchy of this heavenly kingdom, of this divine kingdom, Jesus warned them, my kingdom is of spiritual character, and there are no such posts that you are trying to divide among yourselves. You should open up your heart to the faith in this divine kingdom established, set up in your own heart. So in this case, you begin to feel that pagans are also equal to Jews, because it was considered it's abnormal to consider that a pagan might be equal to a Jew. Nothing of the kind. So for apostles, it was very difficult to acknowledge this fact. Therefore, they misunderstood Jesus' gospel, the fatherhood of God and the brotherhood of man. The brotherhood throughout the whole of humanity. One creator, one father, and all people are brethren, irrespective of one's religion, nationality, place of residence. Everyone has the same creator, the Father. Now, we have this epochal revelation which I often show you. Study this revelation, even though it's enormous, over 2,000 pages of a very, sophisticated text. But nonetheless, if you do it sincerely, if you start perusing it, you will begin to like this sort of rendering of Creator's reality, of Creator's character traits, of Creator's creation of His sons and daughters, different orders of life, in different universes, because there are many universes, not just one. Even this sky, this dome, has 100,000 local universes, and Jesus is only one of the two founders and creators of their own local universe. And there are 100,000 such local universes. So there are 100,000 similar sons of God, of the Father, of Creator, the Paradise Trinity I am. 100,000 such Creator sons in this sky. And this sky is called one super universe. And there are 7 super universes circling around paradise, the dwelling abode and the focus of all energy vibrations of Creator. So there are 7 such skies, and each one has 100,000 local universes. So 700,000 local universes, and each created by its own Creator Son and Creator Daughter. So there are 700,000 Creator Sons like Jesus, and 700,000 Creator Daughters. And they mark the limits of their own local universe by the circuit of the Holy Spirit. So there are 700,000 Holy Spirits, Holy Spirit circuits. So this come to know from this epochal revelation of the Urantia book, because revelation is the information passed by a higher mind to humans, so that this revelation would enlighten humans' mind. And it is important, because without having this light in your mind, you have no chance of realizing what's developing on this planet and in this very moment, and what might you expect in the future. Of course, this revelation has been passed by higher mind than humans in English. That was done in the first third of the 20th century in Chicago. Why was it done in English? Because it is the language that quite many nations teach this language, their own people in different parts of our planet. So it is possible to translate this enormous revelation into other nations' languages. And I did it into Lithuanian. So this is the book already printed in Lithuanian. But the layout of every page is the same as in this one, just for convenience. You can check the original and find the same page, the same passage in Lithuanian. So it took me 10 years to translate this epochal revelation. So that's why I was also prepared by this very, I would say, significant and important work, prepared to be a spiritual teacher, and even more, to represent Creator and Jesus and his partner Nebuchadnezzar to this planet, by presenting my own spiritual teachings I received from Creator, from Jesus, from Nebuchadnezzar. So there are the books of such teachings. These are the books. Just imagine, these are the books of Creator's and Jesus' revelations, just to help humanity discover Creator within, without going to the so-called holy places or Eastern countries like Nepal, Tibet, even though China considers that Tibet is their own territory. But anyway, Creator is one for all. And people in China, many nationalities, they have one and the same Creator. And they are brethren among themselves. If they treat others, well, I would say cruelly, it's against Creator as well. If they provoke some military conflicts among states, it's against Creator as well. Creator as well, as I've told you before, the heavenly kingdom, where all people are brethren, having one Creator, the Paradise Trinity I am. I teach people to discover Creator within. So once you discover Creator within, it's truly you're in a state of consciousness. Gives evidence. He or she has discovered Creator in reality within. And this is the real experience. And no one can prove just the opposite. It's impossible. It's your own experience that gives you the true proof, evidence of Creator's reality, of His being alive, and even more, within you. How come He can be that Almighty all of a sudden within you? Because He has bestowed His own fragment, His own spirit, called thought adjuster, upon your mind. And once you begin to clean your subconsciousness and consciousness of all polluting side effects of the environment, of the planetary different conflicts, and when you instead begin to direct your focus on Creator Himself, your consciousness and subconsciousness is ever more enlightened with Creator's light. And this is the reality. And this is the evolutionary process of Creator. And this design is not only for our planet, for the whole of the creation, for all the Creator's spiritual family. So that's why I represent Creator as His ambassador and apostle of Jesus and His partner, Nebuchadnezzar, to make everything possible that no sparks of war might spring up anywhere on this planet. I do realize it is impossible to stop all at once. There are plenty of conflicts because human mind has double face. One side of the face is of the animal origin, and it's full of greediness, desire to dominate, to oppress and exploit others, to express arrogance, aggression. It's conflicting. It's losing self-control and provoking and scheming conflicts and finding some satisfaction in the participation in these conflicts. And the other side is divine, bright, which is bestowed by Creator Himself upon our personality, which is also spiritual. But not to allow the dark side to dominate the bright side. Already babies should be educated by their parents in Creator's light. When the baby does not realize what's developing around it, the parents should always start raising this little creature, the son or the daughter of the family, in Creators discovered within the father and the mother of the family, within and experiencing high frequency vibrations from Creator. And all these vibrations envelop the baby. So therefore, the baby feels peace within. And there is no any possibility for the slightest shadow of fear creep in this little creatures' subconsciousness and consciousness. And this sort of bringing up Creator's little son or daughter should go until full age, until this daughter or son becomes of age. And then he or she should begin an independent life and create his or her own family. But all this should always have the foundation of Creator within. And due to the upbringing and education of the children within the family, little kids will discover Creator within first at a very early age and very, very easily. And it will be natural. They will fill up their subconsciousness with Creator's ever brighter light rather than with fear, with conflicting experiences. There would be no conflicting experiences, no illness, no disease for this kid. Just imagine the country, the society of which have no diseases, no illnesses, no conflicts, only cooperation with one Father to all. This is the civilization that shall spring up in Lithuania first, to spread out throughout the whole of humanity, to all countries. And it starts now with me, Creator's ambassador and apostle of Jesus, and his partner, Nebuchadnezzar. Therefore, my words are the words of the living Creator, because these are the words that come into me, and I speak them out like a radio set, like a loudspeaker. But these are the words of Creator passed over through my lips to each of you who listen to my teaching. Just open up sincerely to Creator, even right away, now. Speak out what you desire to tell Him. It is necessary that you would do it sincerely, because sincerity is the character trait of Creator Himself. He has many traits: love, mercy, wisdom, goodness, beauty, cosmic insight, patience. And sincerity is one of the main traits. You cannot model sincerity. Whether or not you have sincerity, you feel it. You might speak out very nice words, but if they are not colored with your inner content of sincerity, these words are just the outer form without the living content of Creator's love and light, which is always expressed sincerely. So that's why this is a must. Communion with Creator is only insincerity. The words might be different. Don't care for the words. Every word is proper and fit the situation. Just speak out sincerely. And with time, you will experience that you begin to feel a much deeper peace within. And this peace is coming from Creator. Because Creator's Spirit, thought adjuster, is working ceaselessly with your mind. But if you focus your interest in other spheres than the spiritual issues, than Creator, He is working with your mind in advance when you are resurrected after you pass away, so that that mind would be much easier waked up, that your spiritual personality would be able to operate in an absolutely different environment, where there are no wars, where there are no aggression, where there is no fear, where there is brotherhood and cooperation for the benefit of all, under the leadership of the Father, of Creator. So this sort of mind, to accept and make the final decision that this personality truly decides of his or her own will to firmly embark upon the living path of evolution designed by Creator, has made the ultimate decision by expressing desire. I do desire to walk on this living path of reality, of evolution, of Creator. Otherwise, it's annihilation of the identity of the personality. Identity is annihilated. What does it mean? Personality is the eternal gift by Creator. But once identity is lost by declining the evolutionary living path of reality designed by Creator, this personality identity is dissembled. It's like an automobile dissembled into spare parts. There are spare parts, but the automobile is not in operation. And in the case of personality identity dissembling, the identity shall never be reassembled into the personality to operate on. No. Once the decision has been made as the ultimate one, that's no way out of this second death. Even though this personality has experienced resurrection in a higher form, outer form, not the material one, but the very same personality, which has had this material outer human body. So this second death will be final. But to walk on the living evolutionary path of Creator in reality means to walk to eternity. The source and center of eternity is Creator, and eternity is on Paradise. This is the geographic center of the whole of creation. And everything is circling around paradise, or in respect to paradise. Because these 7 super universes circle around paradise, while within all these 7 super universes there are local universes, as you have heard. 100,000 local universes in each super universe. So they circle around the center of the super universe. And there are still smaller segments of the local universe, and even there are segments smaller than the super universe but bigger than the local universe. Major sectors, minor sectors of the super universe. And then within the local universe there are constellations. They circle around the local universe center, capital. And each constellation, each one out of 100 in the local universe, have their own center. There are 100 local systems circling around the constellation center. And within the local system there are evolutionary inhabited planets, inhabited by mortals, humans. So they center around their center, like the sun in our case, but the system, the solar system, circles around the center of the local system. And one local system might have up to 1,000 solar systems. So inhabited planets are all in the solar systems, because these planets have no artificial source of light and warmth. That's why they need these stars, suns, for lighting up and warming up life on the evolutionary planets, inhabited planets. But once we reach the phase or epoch of light and life, we do not need the sun for lighting up the planet and for warming up the planet. We'll have artificial lighting and warming from 4 different sides. So there would be no shadows. Not only spiritual, but even material, physical shadows. So that's why, ponder my words, as I know what I say to you, and I know what to do to you and with you.